Hi guys, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef. Why don't we cook some ribs today in the oven? We're going to marinate them overnight, so make sure you allot that time. We're going to make them Asian style, and we're going to cook them really, really slow. These are absolutely awesome. Let's make this. So I have a rack of spare pork ribs here. As you see, we trimmed off all the fat of it, okay? On the other side, I removed the membrane. I have a video on how to cook barbecue baby back ribs in the oven, and I show you there exactly how to do that. If you don't know how to, maybe you could check that out. So now we're gonna marinate these overnight, and then we'll cook them tomorrow very slowly. Let's get our marinade ready for our ribs. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of sherry into this bowl, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, a 1/4 cup of hoisin sauce, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna put in a 1/4 teaspoon of hot Chinese mustard. I'm gonna whisk this. I'm also gonna add a whole head of garlic cloves, which I peeled and I smashed. Okay, so we're gonna put the ribs in a large Ziploc bag, and we're gonna pour this marinade in it, and we're gonna leave it in the fridge overnight. Just like this, make sure that you coat the whole thing in there. It's absolutely beautiful. So as I said, this will go into the fridge, and we'll cook them tomorrow. I'll see you then. I took the rack of ribs out of the bag, and I have it, as you can see, in a roasting pan. We're gonna cook these really, really slowly today. I'm gonna put some liquid inside the roasting pan so they kind of steam. What I'm gonna do is just put some water in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the smashed garlic that we have from our marinade. I'm gonna discard the rest of the marinade. Just like this. I'm now going to tent this with aluminum foil, and I'm going to put this in the oven at about 325. These are going to cook for a good 4 hours today. So while this is cooking, we'll work on our glazing sauce for this that will apply, at the end. Just like that. So what I want to do is make sure there's always some liquid underneath these ribs. I kind of want them to steam for the first, few hours. I'm going to see you guys, I don't know, in about 3 hours. I will be checking if there's enough liquid in there. If there isn't, I'm going to add water. I have a cup of plum marmalade in here. It can be plum jam if you want. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. A 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. And 1/2 tablespoon of horseradish. You can use wasabi instead of horseradish if you want. I'm just going to whisk this until all of the marmalade has liquefied, and then I'm going to bring this to a simmer, and I'm going to let it simmer for a good 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes, until it's thickened and reduced. So look at this. It's a nice thick sauce, which we're going to use to glaze our ribs. Let's take those ribs out of the oven now. Okay, so these were in the oven for a good 3 hours already. I'm gonna go ahead and brush some of that nice, beautiful, thick glaze we have. I'm only gonna use half of it because we're gonna redo this again. As you can see, there's quite a bit of liquid in this pan. I went ahead and added water one more time. Another thing to notice is the bone is down in this on this rack. I'm cooking it bone down. This is gonna go back in the oven, still at very low heat, for another hour. I'm not going to cover it anymore though. These were in the oven for another hour. Don't they look awesome? I'm going to reglaze them one more time, and we'll put them back in the oven for about another 30 minutes. You know, if your glaze gets hard from just getting cold, just go ahead and heat it, melt again. No big deal. These are going to be absolutely delicious, super sticky, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Because we cooked them for so long at such a low temperature, they're just going to be tender, tender, tender. I don't glaze both sides, but you certainly can if you want. I think one side is plenty, especially since we marinated that meat. It's already very flavorful. Alright, I'm going to put this back in the oven for another half hour. Alright, these are done. They cooked for a total of 4.5 hours. And they are absolutely just wonderful. Oh my, these smell something amazing, guys. So, let's cut them up. So I cut these at the bone. And I'm going to just cut one more like this for you. And just show it to you. These are beautiful. The meat is soft. See how tender that is? Yum. You've got that beautiful caramelized glaze on one side. These are definitely awesome. As I told you before, if you want to glaze the bottom of these, go ahead. I think one side's plenty. But whatever you want. You know, I don't like the meat falling off the bone on my ribs. This is really tender, but if that's what you want it to just be falling off the bone, then cook these longer. But at any rate, this recipe will be on the website waiting for you guys to come and print it. We have all kinds of ribs on that website. In the oven with barbecue sauces. We have ribs, you know, on the grill. All kinds of ribs. So check them out. Eat well, my friends, without going broke. I'm gonna see you guys soon.